Go ahead and let the family be seated and everyone is fill in behind the family. We're gonna go ahead and seat the family. There's room where you need to seat. Please fill in behind the family. Your parents.
Esoinayel heharim, v'ayin yavo Ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai oseh shamayim ba'aretz. Al yatein lamot raglecha al yanun shamrecha. Hine lo yanun v'lo yishan shomer Yisrael Adonai shamrecha. Adonai tzilcha al yad yaminecha. Yomam hashemesh lo yakeka. Yereach b'layla. Adonai yishmorcha mikol ra. Shmor et nafshecha, Adonai yishmor tzeit chavolecha me'atav yadova. 121st Psalm. I will lift up mine eyes to the mountains. What is the source of my help? My help comes from the Lord, maker of heaven and earth. God will not let your foot give way. Your protector will not slumber. Behold, the guardian of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps. God is your guardian. God is your protection at your right hand. The sun will not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your soul. The Lord will guard your going out and your coming in, this time forth and forever. There are many ways in which we honor those who have gone before us, but I truly believe that there is a great honor bestowed upon those who serve our country. And part of that is when moments like this occur, people from that branch of the service in which they provided service to us come to offer their last respects. So I now would like to call upon the Army Honor Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of hats. Veterans may render a hand salute. All others, please place your hands.
easier for me if you're a little closer. Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, our God and God of all generations. Thou governest all things with infinite wisdom and mercy, who guides the destinies of all of humankind. As a parent have you loved us and showered your blessings upon us. Therefore we shall not murmur even when sorrow befalls us, but with humility and unfaltering trust we shall accept your decrees. In joy and in sorrow alike we praise your goodness, and acknowledge your justice. We remember that we are but strangers upon earth. Like a shadow our life flees away. Help us, O God, so to walk in your sight. When the few years of our earthly pilgrimage are ended, we may be ready to meet our end with tranquil mind. To thee we look for comfort and strength. When one of our beloved is taken from us and the link is broken in the chain of love which binds us together. Though we walk in the valley of the shadow of death, we shall fear no evil, for you are with us. Praise the eternal God in all your dispensations. Sanctified be your name now. There's no piece of literature that is used more often at moments like this than the words of the 23rd Psalm. And people think that the reason that that is so is that it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. But I learned a long time ago when I was in rabbinical school, and that was a very long time ago, that King David, who is supposedly the author of the Psalms, had something else in mind. And what he had in mind was he wanted people to understand that mourners should not get stuck in the valley of the shadow of death. They should walk through it, no matter what that means. No matter what the situations are, and they're always different. Every death is different because all of us are unique. And so he wrote, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So I'm going to read it in Hebrew and in English. Please join me with, if you know any of the words, in Hebrew or in English, please feel free to join me. Adonai Roi lo echzor b'no deshe yarbitzeni al mei menuchot shena'alein. Nafshi yeshovei v'yancheni b'maglei tzedek l'man shemo. Gam ki yelech b'geitz ha'mavet lo yirara ki ata imadi. Shivtecha u'mishantecha hema yenachamu. Ta'aroch lefanai shulchan neged sorarai. Shanta v'shem en roshi kosi levaya. Ach tov v'chesed yerdefuni kol yemei chayai. Shavti b'veit Adonai la'orech yamim. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of God. The poet has written, birth is a beginning, and death is a destination. But life itself is a journey, going and growing from stage to stage. from childhood to maturity and from youth to age, from innocence to awareness and from ignorance to knowing, from foolishness to discretion, and perhaps to wisdom, from weakness to strength or from strength to weakness and often back again, from health to sickness and back we pray to health again, from offense to forgiveness, from loneliness to love, from joy to gratitude, from pain to compassion, grief to understanding, from defeat to defeat until looking backward or ahead, and see that victory lies not at some high place along the way, and having made the journey stage by stage, sacred pilgrimage. Birth is a beginning, death is a destination. Life itself is a journey, sacred pilgrimage made stage by stage, birth to death, life that is everlasting. Beloved family, dear friends, never easy for us to come to this moment, no matter who it is that we are laying to rest. It's always difficult to say goodbye. It's always difficult to say, I'm sorry. It's always difficult to say, I wish things perhaps were different. It's always difficult to say, most important word, sometimes death does come as a friend to those who are going, who have died. And there's a reason for that. This time is sacred. No matter the issues, and it makes no difference. The time itself is sacred for all of us. We do rob death of its ultimate victory by living life as long as it is ours to live. And that is a message I hope that you will take with you from today. Children and grandchildren and friends. These moments remind us of how sacred life really is. It is a journey with joys and with sorrows, with fulfillments and disappointments, with successes and with failures. And for all of us, there's none of us that escape that. That's true. And that's what we have to always keep in mind at a moment like this. Leon was a human being first. Was he perfect? No. And sometimes we get to this point and we try as best we can to make our loved ones more perfect than they are. But none of us escapes that. It's important that we remember what it is that we do here on this day. I know that most of you have come here to express your condolences to a family. And that's the most natural thing to do, to say, I'm sorry. But I believe we're here for another reason. Otherwise, why do we come to this place? I think we're here to become better ourselves. As we look at the life that was lived, again, not perfect, but there were lots of good things about Leon's life. Lots of good things that you as family will remember. You'll forgive him for his faults, because that's what we do as human beings. But you'll lift him up for his strengths. And I would hope that all of us, family or friend, will take some of that seriously and will look at those strengths and try to incorporate them into our own lives. That's how we give immortality to those that we love. And I do believe that that is our collective purpose in being here. But I also think that there is a purpose for you as families that goes beyond that. First, it is to grieve because you have lost something precious. It's not that I didn't know Leon, I did. Most of you know he and I played racquetball together for maybe 20 years, twice a week. And the truth is, he wasn't so quiet. And he was not without his competitiveness. I never heard him say to me, wow, that was a good shot. I only heard him say, oh, I should have gotten that. And the truth is, he always beat me. I mean, most of the time. Every once in a while, he'd have a cold or something, so he couldn't play up to his max. And that always bothered him because he knew he could beat me anytime. But Leon was an individual. He was the kind of person who understood his own shortcomings and his own strengths. And maybe he teaches us something in that. And so for you as a family, to grieve is a task. Second is to wonder about the miracle of birth and the mystery of death. I remember you showed me a picture the other day, or you sent me the picture of your dad sitting with a big smile on his face and the cutout of your mother behind him. It wasn't just a joke. And you all said to me the other day, well, maybe they'll be together. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. It's a mystery. It's a mystery to me. And as many of us who are here today think about that mystery, we have different points of view no matter what. Some of us believe that there will be a connection in another world, whatever that means. And some of us believe that life comes and life goes, and there will be nothing beyond. It doesn't matter. All of those perspectives are correct. I learned a long time ago that all religion is a response to the fact that we're going to die. If you look at every religion or any religion, that's the truth. So the third task for you is to emulate the strengths that were his. To emulate them, to remember them, and then to teach those strengths to the next generation. I also believe that we do become in life not what we did, but who we are. I think we do what we do in life because of who we are, but I don't think that the things that we did, whether it was how we made our living or whatever, makes us who we are. And I think that's an important concept for us, for you as a family, on this day. So it's not just what they did, it's who they were. And our purpose is to be challenged and changed by who he was. To remember his strengths and to understand them. He was a person who was committed to his value structure. Yeah. Could he be stubborn? Yes, and I don't think there's one person here who wouldn't say there are things for which we become stubborn. My kids say that to me all the time. But the truth is, he lived by a set of values, and he understood them. He had a strong personality. And it was good that he was married to your mother, because I think she softened him in so many ways. Although she was pretty strong too, without question. This has not been an easy year for you. You're just over that part of living through another death. I picture him with his smile, the same smile that was in that picture you sent to me yesterday. We talked the other day about, was he introverted or was he just shy? Probably both. But he was on the quiet side in there. He was introverted in many ways. He loved what he did because it made him fulfilled as a who he was. And in some ways, that's what he was. He was a teacher. And he tried to teach as best he could. He tried through those limitations to raise a family and to provide for them. So he worked very hard. And ultimately, he did like to be a counselor, a guidance counselor to those people that he mentored. He was proud of his service to our country. And I think he would have been grateful for the respect that those soldiers showed him this morning. He was set in his ways. He was committed to life as he saw it. It wasn't always easy. And I'm not saying anything to you that you don't recognize and that you don't know. It was sometimes difficult. He tried to be that good teacher. He tried to be that good guidance counselor. He was certainly supportive of the mother. When I think about your dad, look, he wasn't a ritualist. But he did learn. And when your mother was studying for her bat mitzvah, he didn't have to be there on Shabbos morning, but he was. And he took pride in that, regardless of why it was. He took pride in that and cared that she felt fulfilled. He studied with her. He loved old movies. He did have a sense of humor. He had his comedy routine that you wrote for him. And I never realized that, but I guess he didn't give it to anybody else but you, his family. I just hope you laughed every time you heard it. He loved the theater, he loved puzzles, he loved music, he loved dancing, he loved to cook. And ultimately, for all these years, death came as a friend to him at 87. He was, I think, grateful for those last moments of his life. Grateful that said, I want to do this my way. And he did say to you, I want to be alone. And he was. And then he died. And so we're here on this day, and we hope and we pray that each person who comes to this moment and shares this grief will find strength for yourselves and comfort in how he lived his life, his strengths, his failures, and that we will all forgive him for those parts of us and him that made life sometimes difficult. It is in that spirit then that we resolve to face our grief without self-pity, but with bravery and integrity, keeping before us forever the blessings that God conferred upon us in this life that he but lent to us for these many decades. And in a world where our most precious goods are perishable, let us resolve to honor our beloved dead by being so good to the living, so kindly, so understanding, so forgiving, so transcendent to pettiness, that in our love for him we shall hearken to those who remain and who need us and our strength. May it be through new relationships and new service to humanity that we make good our loss. And in the beauty of our own lives, erect the noblest monuments to our mourn dead. Thus, the beauty of his life will ever abide among us all as a living and loving benediction. Adonai natan v'Adonai lakach. Yehi Shem Adonai mevarach mi'ata v'yad olam. God has given. God has taken away. Praise be the name of God, now and forevermore. And let's all say together. past, and I apologize for forgetting this. Years old, I forget the moments. There's a song that the family wanted to play. That was what Leon wanted to have played at this time.
Shadows are falling and I'm running out of breath. Keep me in your heart for a while. If I leave you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. Keep me in your heart for a while. When you get up in the morning and you see that crazy sun, keep me in your heart for a while. There's a train leaving nightly call when all is said and done. Keep me in your heart for a while. Shine, keep me in your heart for a while. Shine, keep me in your heart for a while. Sometimes when you're doing simple things around the house, maybe you think of me and smile. You know I'm tired, like the buttons on your blouse. Keep me in your heart for a while. Hold me in your thoughts, take me to your dreams, touch me as I'm falling for you. When the winter comes, keep the fires lit, and I will be right next to you. Engine drivers headed north to Pleasant Street. Keep me in your heart for a while. Turning like they're running out of steam. Keep me in your heart for a while. For a while. For a while. Heart for a while.
In the rising of the sun and in its going down, we will remember him. In the blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, we will remember him. In the opening of buds and in the rebirth of spring, we will remember him. In the rustling of leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we will remember him. In the blueness of the sky and in the heat of the summer, we will remember him. In the beginning of the year and when it ends, we will remember him. When we are weary and in need of strength, we will remember him. we are lost and sick at heart, we will remember him. When we have joys we learn to share, we will remember him. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we will remember him. When we have achievements based on his, we will remember. So long as we live, the two shall live. Every now is a part of us. We will remember him. Atavinan, Ili Melech HaOlam, Asher Kitshenu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu. הגיבור לעולם אדוני רב להושיע, מכלכל חיים בחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לישני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידם אליו. מלך מימד ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. ברוך אתה אדוני, נוטע בטוחים וחיים. Eternal is your might, O God, all life is your gift. Great is your power to save. With love you sustain the living. With great compassion you give life to all. You send help to the fallen and healing to the sick. Bring freedom to the captive and keep faith with those who sleep in the dust. Praise you, O God, who plants the eternal life in us. Our tradition says that it is an honor to help bury the dead. In our cemetery, we are not able to do that and to fill up a grave. But we do have some out here. I would say for immediate family first, we would like to put some dirt in the grave. We invite you to come forward with this. The dust returns to the earth as it was. The spirit returns to God who gave it. It is only the house of the Spirit which we have laid within the bosom of the earth. The Spirit itself cannot die. And here too our dear ones continue in a loving remembrance of those to whom they were precious. Receive in mercy of God the soul of our beloved Leon Jaffe. Grant him that everlasting peace which you have prepared for us in the world to come. Though no human eye has seen, nor ear has heard, nor mind has compassed it, still it is our sure inheritance, and our everlasting portion now and forevermore. I would ask you now, family, to please rise as you are able, that we might recite together the word, empowered by centuries of faith, the words that have glorified our tradition. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemirabah. V'alma tevrach shevote. V'yamlich malchutei. Kaye kon v'yenetem. Kaye v'chotei Yisrael. V'allah v'zman kaye v'yenetem. V'hei shemei ra'am v'allah. V'allah v'yodei maya. V'parach v'yishtabach. V'yipa'ad v'yipaman v'yipnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalav. V'nei d'kutsha v'yichud. Elam in kol birchata v'shirata. Tushkechata v'nachamata. V'miran v'yalma v'yamiru. V'hei shalom alaba min shemaya v'chalim. V'yal kol Yisrael v'yamim. V'seh shalom v'nama. Hu ya'aseh shalom. V'yal kol Yisrael v'yamim. Yom ha'alachim min shachrim v'nama. And it's saying in this one, it's saying, in the Kedoshim, the Holy Kedor, Halakim, Mazivim, et Nishmat Yakirenu, Shahalach, Ve'elamed, Bar Rachamim, et Yirei, the physical of Ve'elamed, and it's Lord, Chaim, Vishmatos, now it's in the Kedoshim, no, Shalom, now in Mishkevovim, Amen. God, for his compassion to the spirit of the universe. Bring perfect rest in your shelter and presence. The God of mercy, let him find refuge in your eternal treasure, and let his soul be bound up in the bond of eternal life. Thou his possession. And he has asked us to announce that they will serve a period of mourning immediately following this service until 2 o'clock this afternoon at 7865 East Mississippi with the Candle Clubhouse, and of course, when we would love to see others. The part of whom we now remember is be called unto the peace of life eternal. Shall still on earth and works of goodness live the king. Hearts of those who will ever cherish his memory. Pray that the beauty of his life provides on the soul for living. The source of peace, and peace unto all humanity.